Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ankit. I'm a principal staff engineer at LinkedIn in the AI platforms team. I'm going to give an overview of our agentic platform and talk about some of the trends we are observing as we scale agent-driven experimentation. So first, I'd like to introduce some of the agents that we are running in production and that have delivered significant business value. So first is model generation. So LinkedIn runs 400 plus models in production that are written in TensorFlow, and we are trying to migrate them to PyTorch. Now, we have written an agentic workflow that can do that, and the challenging part in this agent is ensuring that the new models that we are generating, they perform either on par or better than the production deployed models. And those production deployed models usually have been like human tuned by engineers over like multiple months or even years. The next is performance optimization agent. So this is an agent that we run in our cluster that looks for low utilization jobs. It basically profiles them, benchmarks them. We have a whole knowledge base that our team has collected over the years, and it optimizes them and like creates a pull request for different teams to review. And then finally, to build on top of that, we have an autonomous research agent where engineers can define an objective, and this agent will autonomously do architectural sweeps or hyperparameter tunings to basically optimize for the objective. Now, all these agents sort of have a fundamental life cycle that they share. The first one is an engineer writes a hypothesis, writes an objective, and the agent then forms an hypothesis. It generates the code, runs it on our GPUs, and then the agent evaluates the outcome. Now, this loop can run over hours or even days, continuously, autonomously, without human intervention. Now, with introduction of agents into the infrastructure, we observe like certain shifts in how how to architecture the infrastructure. One is the UX. Traditionally, we focused a lot on creating rich abstractions so that engineers can write their machine learning pipelines or their training loops easily, or how to access data. Those are still important, but that code today is now generated by LLMs. So the focus of our users have sort of shifted towards creating agentic workflows and creating appropriate guardrails so that agents don't deviate from the original task. The other is compute. Engineers typically launched a limited number of long-running jobs in our cluster. A couple of minutes of delay was usually amortized over the run of the training job. Agents, however, can launch hundreds of jobs within a very short period of time, and ranging from like few minutes to hours to even days. And finally, the trust. We kind of inherently trust the code written by humans or engineers. However, agent-generated code needs to run in a very constrained environment. So to support this in our infrastructure, agent is just like any other task. Users write agents as if they're writing any other, like PyTorch or TensorFlow job. The difference is the agent code is untrusted, so it runs in a highly restricted environment, like no egress, no access to credentials, and all the communication goes via our proxies using the agent's own identity. Now, natural language prompts, they tend to not do well when agents are running for long periods of time. So we follow harness as code approach for all our agents. Each stage is defined in code and has its own responsibilities. And additionally, and more importantly, the scorer and evaluators are also defined in code so that agents don't do reward hacking or they don't diverge from the path. And then we have a whole ecosystem of tasks, memory management, on how do agents share their learnings with other agents of the same type, different type, and then the notifications for human-in-the-loop type of interactions. Now, given these agents can run over long periods of time, we also have a robust checkpointing and restore so that agents can autonomously recover from any failures without any human interventions. Now, as I mentioned, these agents can launch a very large number of jobs, and this creates sort of a bottleneck in our control plane, which has been sort of designed with a lot of abstraction, and those abstractions add up once agents start launching like a lot of jobs. So we've built a customized control plane which maintains like a warm pool of GPU pods, and it can provide a very low latency job launch. Similarly, since we are running agent-generated code, this pool of pods is like highly restricted with like no egress, read-only access to data, and like it runs in a highly unprivileged mode. So the impact of agents is clear. The number of experiments in our cluster has grown by 100% over the last 6 months. We are continuously investing in our evaluations so that our experiments can turn to real production value. Additionally, we are investing in SLMs for specialized tasks, and we're also looking into GPU sharing techniques so that we can get more utilization out of our GPUs as they keep getting bigger, but not all the tasks are bigger to utilize the full GPU. So the goal with agents for us is to take more shots at the goal. The more shots at the goal we take, the more improvements we can make to our models, and eventually, improving the member experience and providing more business value. So, thank you.